Attention, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids. This is your Grand Admiral Arnold, director of the Video Gaming Division here at the Galactic Empire. And man, a big update is going to be heading our way very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. As we see right behind me on the hologram, a client update's coming very shortly, which is going to bring in the new characters, which I presume are going to be Hux and the Sith Trooper. And we also see with this update as well, they're going to finally be adding the Journey Guide. And really in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, I want to break down this Hyperdrive Bundle package. I know it's kind of weird. I don't normally break down the value of stuff in this game, but this is something a little bit different because this package is meant to help accelerate new players into a position, so they say, so they can try to become more active in Galaxy Heroes. Because let's be honest, this game is 4 years old. There's a lot of grinding that has been thrown on top of it. Paywall, bottleneck, progression on top of each other. So new players come to this game, it's quite daunting. It feels overwhelming, and it probably scares away a lot of new players because of how much there is to do in the game. So there's a little trailer playing behind me right now. I'm gonna let you guys hear the full thing. It's only a minute long, and unfortunately I do not think this is gonna be something that you are gonna see on EA's website, because as you kind of see right here, they seem to have left this in an unlisted format, and if they made it public, it would not be well received. Let me preface this real quick. As you guys see right below me, this pack is $100. Now I'm gonna give you perspective from a person from the outside. Yes, $100 for a mobile game is pretty insane, especially as I'll tell you, this pack is not really going to bring you to an end game level. There are some benefits to this. And then the other perspective is for those who know this game, you'll understand that $100 in terms of what they offer in the game, excluding the real world and what you can buy for $100 in the real world, this is actually going to be a pretty good deal. And I'll explain why in a second. Let's go ahead, play their little trailer, let you hear what they have to say, and I'll give you my input on whether or not this pack is actually worth it.
The Hyperdrive Bundle is arriving soon in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. As the most broadly focused player bundle ever offered, the Hyperdrive Bundle rewards a wealth of characters, ships, and resources to both new and veteran players. Here's what's included: advancement to player level 85, access to numerous activities across the Cantina, a diverse selection of 65 characters, 16 formidable ships, and a stockpile of currencies, materials, energy, and gear. The Hyperdrive Bundle is a strong value, regardless of your experience level, and will help all players be positioned to enjoy the most content-rich area of Galaxy of Heroes and plot a course to participate in guilds and Elder Game content.
This pack that they're trying to pitch at you guys is definitely going to accelerate your progress by 8 to 12 months, assuming you are a brand new player. They're going to accelerate you to level 85, which is a lot of credits they're saving you. When you buy the pack, they're going to bump a lot of your characters up to level 80. They're even doing for the first time selling Zeta mats, which is a big thing in this game. They're also throwing 10. They're not going to get you incredibly far, but there are other things such as being able to unlock legendaries quite faster than ever before. 8 to 12 months of progress for a lot of people, that might be worth $100. But is it going to get you to a point where you can compete with the big dogs like me? Not even close, but it's going to kind of help you get the ball rolling, as I'll show you today. One thing to clarify, this might not be of high value to veteran and players who are in the mid game who've already unlocked legendaries, because as we see right here, this pack is solely meant to bring a character to level 80 and 5 stars. So hypothetically, let's say you already had a 5-star Harrison Dula, as we see in the very top right here, you will not be able to progress Harrison Dula any further than that. But if you had a Harrison Dula at 5 stars level 1, it would bring her up to level 80 and bring her to the appropriate gear level that they're showing right here. So the reason why I point this out, because veteran players or mid-game players might want to get extra shards to go to 6, 7 stars, or get some shard shop currency to farm Grievous or whatever gears might be in there. That can't happen with this bundle. So that's very important to point out there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say you get this pack. If you're a brand new player with this new journey guide that's coming around very shortly, they're going to eventually have this new thing in the journey guide where you're able to quickly just go straight to legendary events and unlock them when you finally meet the requirements. So there's no longer a wait to have to wait 3 months when Palpatine returns or BB-8 returns. Once you have the characters, you can go straight into this journey guide that's going to be in the game sometime in the next 24 hours, and you can straight away unlock the character. So the point being, if you buy this pack that they're trying to pitch at you, you'll be able to go straight into this journey guide and unlock several legendary characters as I'll highlight today. So how many legendaries will you be able to unlock day one? And I'm kind of lumping journey events and legendaries kind of in one category to save some time. You'll be able to unlock 4 legendary characters right away at 5 stars. And I do have to caveat, this kind of goes to my earlier point. If you're a new player trying to catch up and trying to get to a more end game level, don't expect this. You really need 7-star characters to get to higher gear levels, to get more power out of your characters. 5-star characters will at least give you some excitement, feel like you're being engaged in the game and interacting with some of the most famous characters in the Star Wars universe. And those several legendaries are going to be Thrawn, Palpatine, Yoda, as well as BB-8. Right away, you'll be able to get those characters right out the gate. And I'll explain with this bundle right here and with those legendaries, what teams you'll be able to compose. Because right here, just by looking at this, you're going to be able to compose some very fun mid-game level teams. Not top-tier end-game meta, but there are a lot of good mid-game teams that I'll show on a graphic in a few moments. On top of actually unlocking those legendaries I pointed out, you'll get a little bit of progress towards other things in the game. Jedi Training Ground, Commander Luke Skywalker have journey events, and you do get the characters you need, such as Farm Boy Luke, Old Ben, Princess Leia, Stormtrooper Han, and your Imperials, whether Veers and these guys, or Palpatine, which you could unlock as well to get R2-D2. But the problem is, you need to have 7-star characters to get the 7-star Commander Luke Skywalker. You cannot unlock Commander Luke Skywalker at a lower star tier, so you're only really going to get about halfway to unlocking Commander Luke. Same thing for Jedi Training Rey. You'll be able to unlock BB-8. You got plenty of First Order characters to get you up and running. Chewbacca, you also get kind of close, but they leave out the harder farm bounty hunters such as Zam and Dangar, Bosk, and Jango Fett. But at least you get 4 bounty hunters. You're going to need 1 more to unlock Chewbacca. So that's another thing where they're kind of leaving you a bit short. And then you got some other mishmash things out there. You got some Sith, Night Sisters, clones. Really, all these other characters aren't going to be helpful in terms of unlocking stuff, but they give you some good teams. And you make very baby progress towards Jedi Knight Revan with Bastila. This had things like HK-47, the Darkside Bastila, Jolie Bindu, all the things needed to unlock Jedi Revan, Darth Revan, and Malik. This bundle would have a lot more value, but these are really only meant to help you access those more beginner-based legendaries and give you a little bit of progress towards the journey events. So I want to show on the screen some recommended teams you can at least use this, because one of the things I will admit as a beginner player, it's not going to be fun using the Jedi Counselor and Royal Guard and the Clone Sergeant for the first however many months in Galaxy Heroes. This will bring some excitement to you. You got to look at this pack as if it's kind of like an elite version of a AAA game selling for $99, including all the DLC. Again, we're not going to compare, is $100 worth it in here compared to that. Most likely the full game with all the DLC for a AAA game, most would probably say that's well worth it. Again, money aside, you'll be able to start building several teams, and this is going to be important for Grand Arena, because Grand Arena, to actually have some fun, it's nice having a variety of teams that are already kind of built to play with. Again, you're not going to be beating top tier people. You're only going to get about 600,000 galactic power with all these teams right here, but you got things like a Rogue One team. Okay, that's a decent team for a beginner mid-game player. But the thing that's honestly going to highlight the most, in my opinion, is going to be either a Bastila Shan Jedi team or Palpatine as well. You can do one or the other. You can do something like Palpatine, Thrawn, since you're going to unlock those legendaries with this bundle, and then throw things like Darth Niles, a very good character to have at 5 stars in your roster. Annihilate's always coming in handy. Old character, but still relevant to some extent. And then Darth Vader. So you can form a lot of fun things with Emperor Palpatine. Same thing with Bastila. You can do Bastila Lead, assuming you have the Zeta on her. They do give you a little bit of Zetas towards your first Zeta. You can do Jedi Knight Anakin, use your Yoda that you're going to unlock, and then you can do things like Ahsoka Tano, and then maybe throw in Qui-Gon Jinn or Old Ben. So right there, you have a full Bastila Jedi team that you can use, which again is kind of like a Palpatine level team. Point being, there are 2 great mid-game teams in here that you can play around with, and there's other things such as a Captain Rex clone team, Night Sisters, and there's a lot of other stuff, and some other mishmash rebel teams, and of course the Phoenix. So besides unlocking a couple legendaries, you're also going to be getting a couple of teams you can form, as I've shown you here. But really, again, even though you're forming teams, it's going to be fun to play with teams in Grand Arena. This isn't going to be sufficient for things like the raids. You really need to get 7-star characters to participate in the raids, get those big things like General Kenobi, Han Solo, Darth Vader, and then of course territory battles. You need 7 stars to really master those things. So they've been trying to pitch that this is going to help people become more streamlined process to get into top tier guilds. I think they're stretching a bit much there. This is really just meant to get you in here, accelerate your progress by 8 to 12 months, and to have fun, because the beginning, I will admit, is not fun. And when they're trying to get a new player base, it's not going to be fun playing Jedi Counselor for several months. Ships, not much you're going to do with ships, unfortunately, but they do give you a little bit of progress towards things like the Chimera. We got a bunch of Rebel ships, but 1-star Akbar, not really going to cut it. And then we also got some things like the Bounty Hunters, which is going to give you a little bit of progress towards the Millennium Falcon. So really, the only thing you're missing is a higher star Akbar and a boss ship to go and unlock Millennium Falcon. Another thing that's important here is that aside from getting you straight to level 85 and unlocking all these missions on the table rather than waiting, you're going to be able to get access to all the special weekly events that happen, such as the Zeta Mat Challenge. Very important. The Zeta Mat Challenge is one of the crucial cornerstones for a beginner player to accomplish. And with them unlocking it for you, you get access to Zetas earlier, which means you're going to farm Zetas a lot faster than someone who's not going to get this pack. Again, it's kind of unfortunate that we're not implementing ways for every new player to accelerate a lot faster. Right now, they're only giving you a pay-to-play route for $100 to escalate your process by 8 to 12 months. Again, we'll talk more about that towards the end here. And then really all these materials, it's just kind of extra. It's nothing really too out of this world except 10 Zetas. It is a bit different. They've never sold Zetas before. 10 Zetas isn't going to get you a full Zeta to throw on Bastila Shan lead or the Emperor Palpatine lead, but it gets you halfway there. But luckily, because you're going to unlock those Zeta Mat challenges for Tarkin early, much earlier than anyone else, this is going to help you get the rest of those 10 Zetas and then apply to Bastila Shan Palpatine to really start taking advantage of this roster you just got. And although this gear looks pretty, 100 Kyrotech, again, just to kind of reemphasize, this is not going to put you in the best position in Galaxy Heroes overall. It's only meant to kind of get the ball rolling ever so slowly. 100 Kyrotech, there's characters that need 600 Kyrotech, something absurd. High numbers of Kyrotech. This is only a drop in a big lake of what you're going to need in the endless gear grind. So yes, it's nice. It's really more extra. And this is probably what the end game players are looking at. Are all these resources? Are these resources worth $100? To me, probably not. But in terms of a value, when you consider things like this are going to be $10 a pop, $10, $10, $10, $10, it adds up. So yes, in their in-game economy that they created, there is going to be some value because a lot of these gear pieces are going to total over $100. And plus the Zeta match, you can't really apply too much of a value on that. 30 Omegas, some crystals, and then obviously a variety of resources. So really, in my opinion, this is going to be a huge bang for your buck for new players that are just walking in the game. And again, it's really how much do you value your time. If you're someone that doesn't mind playing at your own pace, watching others have fun, get excited, you're going to slowly build up to that yourself, then definitely go free to play. But for people who want to just kind of get into it, just kind of grasp onto those legendaries right away and kind of get a taste of the fun Galaxy Heroes has to offer, again, it's kind of unfortunate that we're in a spot in this game where we need to have a pay-to-play way to accelerate the new player base. I think it's extremely important that Capital Games is looking into avenues like this, because with this game not growing nearly as much anymore, and there's bound to be a new audience coming at the Rise of Skywalker, it would have been great to have more free-to-play in-game mechanics to get players accelerated a lot faster, because being able to accelerate any new player 8 to 12 months so they can kind of get to this point in the game where they can quickly build out the rest of their roster, I think would have been a way better thing. But I'm going to pass the ball over to you. Is this pack worth $100? Honestly, I was expecting the price this way higher. They definitely surprised me, I have to say. They did not go as high as like $500. I was expecting a $500 pack. $100 compared to all the other packs they do in this game, this is definitely a higher value thing. They charge $100 for like 2 pieces of gear. That shows that this is definitely one of more of their high value things in their in-game economy. Again, in the real world, $100 goes probably a lot farther for real tangible things. Again, that's a whole different debate, I suppose. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you did enjoy the video, comment down below your thoughts, and be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And I'll see all you lovely people in the next video. Peace out, everyone.